Okay, I came out to this shower a couple days ago and the water would not stop coming out. The diverter didn't matter. You had water coming out of here, water coming out of here, nothing would happen. And what I found was the shower handle inside had cracked and this thing was basically just spinning and it was not able to turn off the water from here. So today I'm gonna fix that, hopefully. I picked up a new adapter kit because this one was cracked inside, and we've got a new cartridge and we've got a cartridge puller. The other thing we're going to need is a set of Allen keys, and what I found fit best on this particular model, I believe it was this green one or the pink one, I can't remember. Let's get started with that. It's the pink one, the T15. The T15 size fits this perfectly. You definitely do not want to strip this. If you use the wrong size, you're going to put yourself in a world of pain. You're going to have to drill it out and it's a big pain in the butt. So make sure you try one of these Torx fittings. If you don't have the right size, you should just go buy it. Don't force it. It should come off pretty easy. All right, we got the screw out. Now that handle comes off and that exposes a couple screws. I'm going to grab our screwdriver. We're going to take off this handle adapter here. It's a Phillips. I'm using a little electric screwdriver here, but you could use whatever you got. And now we should be able to pull this off. And we're going to set that all in one piece right down here. And we need to remove, I think we can remove this as well. Let's get that out of the way. Put that down over here as well. Now we got 2 screws for the rest of the trim kit here. Long screws. It really helps to have one of these electric screwdrivers or a drill. Okay. And when I did this, there was water spraying out of the sprayer. I switched it to that so it wasn't spraying on me while I took this apart. And I've already shut off the valves here. If you don't have valves behind there, you're gonna have to shut the house down. But fortunately, I had some valves here. So the next piece we need to remove is this little clip. We're gonna give it a shot with just a pair of needle nose pliers. There we go, got it out. We'll set it down. You definitely don't wanna drop that clip. You don't wanna drop that clip down behind the wall here. I don't know why there's a wire over here. That's kind of interesting, but now we need to remove the cartridge. And I'll show you also the reason why this thing was spinning. It's got a hairline crack in this piece. And I think the reason that this cracked is because the cartridge is really, really stiff. So we're gonna go ahead and change the cartridge so we don't just crack our new one in a couple weeks. Hopefully our cartridge, with a little of the grease that comes in it, will just move really freely. All right, so this tool has a screw there. That screw is gonna thread right into the handle, or it's gonna thread right into the cartridge here rather. And that's gonna be what kind of gives you grip to pull this thing out. So we're gonna place this on the shaft here. And you can see how those metal clips are sort of hugging right on that balancing cartridge there. And now we can tighten in this screw and don't cross thread it. All right, we've got this all the way threaded down. Now we can screw this, and you see how it's hitting that metal there. That should give us some pressure to twist and turn and pull and twist and turn and pull. And we are almost all the way out. I don't want to fall backwards, so I'm going gentle, very gentle. There we go. Cartridge is all the way out. And actually the body of that valve looks really clean. If you have lots of green oxidation, you can go in there with some CLR and like a cloth and kind of clean it out. But this doesn't look too bad at all. All right, there's our old cartridge. Looks like it matches up pretty well. And there's our new one. And inside of the packaging with the cartridge came with this lubricant. We need to put some lubricant on both sides so that this valve will spin freely once we put it back together. Just gonna dab some on there. There we go. Spread it around a little bit. Go to the other side here. All right, that should be good. Nice and lubricated. And now we can put this back inside of the valve. There we go. All right. And this is where I probably should have taken note. There's hot and cold here. So there's two ways that this can go. So I think we probably need to put it the other way. Let's see if we can pull it out and twist it around. Yeah, we can pull it out and twist it around the other way now. All right, I just pushed that all the way in. Now we need to put our locking clip on. Otherwise, when we turn this water pressure, that thing can just shoot out, and we don't want that. All right, so we got our locking clip here. There we go. This should go all the way down. It needs to go just a little bit further. It's getting a little hung up down here. I probably need to push that in with a little screwdriver a little bit more. All right, it fought me for a little bit. What I did was I had to kind of pull a little pressure on it so it could go right past and get down into that channel there. And now it looks like it's all the way down. So now we just need to put our trim kit back on. But we'll go ahead and turn the valves back on for the water before we do that. Believe me, I've done that before, put everything back together and forgot to turn the water on. So we're just taking a flat head here. Looks like our water's back on. And we need to close our valve here. Let's see here. There we go. Now it's in the closed position. We'll pop our trim plate back up here. Let me line up these screws and take a look at how useful these screwdrivers are. Amazing. I'm not going to tighten it too much because we need to get that escutcheon ring back on first. So let me actually make sure these are a little bit loose. Yeah, so you need to get this piece in, and now we should be able to tighten them down. They don't have to be crazy tight, just tight enough. Now this piece should be our anti-scalding device, which it's gonna limit the amount of hot water that we can turn on with this thing. So we may have to go and adjust this thing to get it correct. But basically these two pieces separate, and there's an adjustment here. That's where it was set at, so we'll leave it there for now, but we'll check it later. And the last piece that I'm using here is this handle adapter kit, because the other one was cracked, and it looks like it comes with an Allen key and a screw. That's nice. All right, so here's our piece here, and it looks like we may need to adjust this anti-scald a tiny bit. Maybe I did move it a hair. All right, so here's where we're at. I took that anti-scald piece out completely, and this is the way this piece goes on. It's making it stop right there. When I turn it onto this position, is cold water, and when I turn it all the way here to the upper limit of the next one, that's when we get to hot. And we want the hottest temperature possible, so what I'm going to do is stop that there, and I think I must have had this reversed, so we need to put this on this side over here, and we'll put this back, and now this will stop us on the upper limit over here. Or what we can even do, I think if we put this way, that'll just eliminate it altogether, and we'll get the hottest water possible. Yes, that's what we want. We want the hottest shower possible, because the temperature is actually regulated somewhere else. If you were getting like 140-degree water, what you'd want to do is back this thing down so that you would limit the amount of hot water, but we don't need to do that in this case. So we are ready to screw this thing on and put the handle. All right, screw this down. Do it the rest of the way by hand. We don't want to over tighten it. There we go. All right, feels nice and snug. Nice and snug. And we're gonna go ahead and use the new screw and the Allen key that they provide. And we'll get this set up. Here we go. We're screwing this on. It feels pretty tight. I think it's because it's got some of that blue Loctite on it to keep this screw from coming out and like getting the handle all loose. All right. Feels really, really good. Feels super smooth. It was really hard to turn before. That is like butter. And we should be able to turn it out of the shower here. And this should be, what is this? This is all the way hot. Yep. We got hot water. Go this way, we should have cold water. All right, so let's recap on the parts that we used. We used the Moen cartridge puller. We use the 122, but I guess the process would be the same if you had a different style of cartridge. And we used also the 116653 handle adapter kit. So 3 parts, about 15 minutes or so, and we've got basically a brand new shower. Maybe this video helped somebody.